It's my first full legal day in Uruguay, and I just thought I'd have a little wander around, give you a taste of Uruguay, about the country, and hopefully what my plan is going to be for the next 2-3 weeks while I'm here. Now, I did say legally my first full day, and that is because yesterday I managed, if you've been following me, to get my passport stamped into the country. But you'll have to watch that video if you haven't seen it already. Now, at the moment I'm just walking through this beach town that I'm in, which is the first place I'm staying at, and this is Punta del Diablo, and I'm just trying to find an ATM so I can get some money physically in my hand to help me budget for this country. And that is because Uruguay is one of the more expensive countries in South America. So where is Uruguay? As you can see on the map here, it's sandwiched in between Brazil and Argentina. It's got a landmass that is just a bit smaller than England. It's got a population of about 3.5 million people, which is slightly smaller than the population of London. And out of that lot, 40% of them live in the capital of Montevideo. So the rest of the population is spread out sparsely throughout the country, just like this beach town here, which hasn't got that many people living here. Uruguay is also ranked as one of the strongest democracies in Latin America, as well as being one of the most stable economy, and obviously that means it's expensive. And even in a small beach town like Punta del Diablo, all these hotels, holiday apartments are really expensive, but not the hostels. So there is ways of coming to Uruguay and saving or not spending as much money as you would normally do. Now, I've already checked a lot of the hostels within Uruguay. In the places I'm thinking about going to, all got kitchens, so I will be doing a lot of cooking to save cash. Now, there's a lot of people have been asking me about my budget, and I have explained it before in the past. As ex-military, I have got a military pension which I received from the day I left the British Army. So in total I get roughly just over £800 a month to spend on my travels. That works out about £25 a day. I have got a little bit of savings for any emergencies, any expensive days, and I am quite lucky that YouTube is starting to make me some extra cash, but not a lot. And obviously there is donation from Buy Me a Coffee page, which people really help me out by donating. So £25 a day is my budget, and at the end of the month I get a new lot of pension going in. Now, I was told this is the way to the supermarket and the ATM. Just seems to be a long road which takes you to the beach somewhere down there. I mean, look at that. And for the next video I will be doing a full tour of Punta del Diablo, because it is a very popular surfing place for Argentinians and Brazilians to come to. So some facts I've learned about Uruguay, doing my research on the country itself. they have more cows than people in the country. It was the first country to legalize cannabis, and that's not just for medical purposes. I think the supermarket's down here. I mean, there's the beach. Lots of waves for surfs. And I have met a English girl in the hostel who actually came down here last night and said it was a really busy, lively night out. Lots of bars, lots of live music. Right, supermarket should be there. And I found it. Supermarket Sandra. I got it wrong. It wasn't Sandra I need to get to. It's Sandra 2. Easy mistake. Right, get ATM. So the only ATM in Punta del Diablo is just right on the edge in that small building there where that guy's just coming out now. So I've just drawn out 3,000 pesos, which works out about £57. Now, while I am in Uruguay, I'll be using my bank card to pay for accommodation and transport, but this money is for food and other expenses, just so I can keep an eye instead of just going click with my phone onto machines. Now, I'm just going to go into the shop to get some lunch and then head back to the hostel where I can actually show you the money, and in fact I can look at it myself as well. I have lunch, which is water and some pies. I'll show you when I get back to the hostel what sort of pie I've got. It's only a bit of a 5-10 minute walk back there. So what are my plans for Uruguay? Have I even got a plan for this country? For a change, yes I have. I know roughly exactly where I'm going. So I am going to stay here for an extra night, chill. Then I'm going to go to Punta del Este, which is the Monaco of Uruguay. From there I'm going to head over to Montevideo, the capital, spend a couple of days there, maybe a bit longer because it's massive. And then from there I'm going to head up to inland to a couple of cities that I've seen online that look interesting. So that is unusual for me, knowing what I'll be doing. And each place has got cheap accommodation from what I've seen. This is just a really nice chilled area. Right, I'm back at the hostel and these are the two pies I've got. It looks like ham and cheese and ham and cheese. They didn't have any signs on, and obviously the water with a dog behind me looking very hungry, trying not to stare at me. So all I'm going to do is just shove it in the microwave and get it heated up a bit and chow on it. But let's have a look at the money. So well, I've worked out that £1 is about 52 Uruguayan pesos. So I've got 5 with a Greek god in the back, and then all the way up to 2,000, and then a lovely little building on there, Banco Central de Uruguay. I've got no coins. I don't think they'll do that many. Oh, they're like the gods and famous people of Uruguay. That's 100. Look at me being fancy with a plate and a fork. So this one, oh, this one's got tomato in. It's like a ham, cheese and tomato toasty in a pie. That's nice. So as I said, this is an introduction to Uruguay. I am going to be here for 2-3 weeks. If you know anywhere in Uruguay that is worth going to, let me know. Especially in Montevideo. Any areas that I should see, any buildings I should walk around. But if you've enjoyed this little video, then just let me know. If there's anything you want to know about Uruguay, and hopefully Uruguay might open your eyes. But until next time, I'm just going to enjoy this. Bye bye for now.